to allegedly decided on his own accord to murder this 31-year-old individual, father of two. Do we agree? Do people agree with what I say? Half the time, no. And I'm okay with that. But the fact is, he was speaking his truth, according to him. And he was allowed to do that until that right was taken away from him by somebody else. And it's always like, I disagree with what you say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it, right? And also, let's have a conversation. I love having conversations with people that disagree with me. It's actually really fun. Literally, it's fun, and I don't understand why it's fun, but it is. It's fun to talk to people that disagree with you because you actually learn a few things on both sides. And at the end of the day, if you both agree that you're wrong, then you know what? We live to talk another day. But at this point, the one thing that I've been seeing cohesively on social media is the violence needs to stop. I am seeing individuals trying to kind of sway this toward the left, and now it's the left radicals that are trying to gun down MAGA individuals. We don't know all the details about this individual. We don't know all the details about the shooting or the situation or anything of that sort. So until we do, I'm just going to say that although Charlie Kirk and I would never have been friends, he had the right to speak his mind and go home to his family. And I am sorry that he cannot do that. Yeah, so I just want to say that. And again, Joan may have talked about it. Patti may have talked about it. I was trying to keep up with everything. But it's a sad time. I also do want to point out that there was a school shooting that same day. I think it was 47 or 48, the 47th one this year, I think. So that's a thing that's happening too, right? There's just too much violence in our country right now, and there needs to not be, right? I mean, I could be wrong, but, you know. If you do want to join the conversation here, you can call in on our Credo Mobile. Why am I forgetting the number? Where's my little
773-763-9278?
Yeah, normally I have a little.
Yeah. Oh, I got you.
Sorry, I got a little off track here. Okay, yes. So 773-763-9278. It's funny how it's always right here and I never look at it, and then when it's not here, I just forget the number. Feel free to join in. We do have a couple of guests. Actually, we have 3 guests for the show. Patti should be in a little bit. Like I said, she just got kind of hung up running some errands and stuff. But
she'll gladly push me out of the chair and take the reins.
She will politely push you out of the chair. But until she's here and until we have our guest, we have some callers on the line here. Jim from Chicago. How are you, my friend?
Hi, it's Paulie and Dan, right? I got it right. But I can still barely think after another brutal week. But I was going to ask Patti when she comes in, give her this message. When I was a kid, or I was in college, I had a Dominican nun for philosophy, and she told me the way she relaxed was a couple of stiff martinis, a hot bath, and contemplate how fast the French speak. So I never got to France, but I always kept in the back of my mind, do they speak? I wanted to see, get eavesdrop on a couple of conversations in Paris. Maybe she could let me know if they speak, faster than other people, the cadence of their speech. But anyway, getting that out of the way, this guy that shot, I never heard of this guy either, this Charlie Kirk guy. I never heard of him.
Right.
But but you, Danny, you listen to everything. So
I do.
Yeah, I know. So unfortunately, you know all this stuff. But the point is, I heard it on one station you're barred from. I got in a few times, and they said, "Well, do you know Charlie Kirk? You know Charlie?" I said, "No, I don't know who Charlie Kirk is." They go, "Well, he's the greatest. He's the greatest." So anyway, the point is, the guy that shot him, I didn't mean this from the bottom of my heart. I don't. If his father didn't turn him in, I don't think Cash Patel would ever caught him.
No, I agree. It was the FBI was in a fluster. Like they had no idea what was going on.
No, they didn't know anything was going on. Hey, you were watching Fox News, and I guarantee you that Trump had a heads up when they asked him that question. That he blurted out that they got the guy in custody like it was a scooper, because he knew it already. Because please believe me, after his old man turned him in, they knew they had the goods there. But anyway, it's been a long, long week. Think about all this nonsense going on. You got Poland attacked. You've got Putin on a rampage. You've got Netanyahu on a rampage. He's killing everybody he can get his hands on. Our foreign policy is completely has no controls.
I was going to say Israel has just kind of gone. Has continued to go. Yeah.
Yeah, and our domestic policy is insane. You had the Kennedy on. He doesn't know the first thing about medicine, but yet he's calling the shots, which is insane. And then they're going. But think of this: they're not going to get vaccinated, but in the meantime, they're going to cut health care to people. So when the kid gets sick, let's say the kid's living where he can't get to a hospital because the hospital is closed, and he gets the measles or he gets COVID or whatever because nobody's vaccinated. How in the hell is he going to get to the? Who in the hell is going to take this kid to the doctor?
Well, yeah, and if you live in a rural area, and that hospital closes down, and you have an hour and a half drive to the next hospital, but what if 8 kids come out with a measles outbreak, and now you've got to get 8 kids to a hospital that is an hour and a half away with limited resources, and like how? Yeah, right.
And Joan had a caller today from Indiana. She's 65. She wanted to get her COVID shot. Oh, no, you can't get a COVID shot here in Indiana. No way, no way. So she had to get in her car and drive to Illinois to get the COVID shot. My point being, what if she didn't have the transportation to get the Illinois border? Then she'd have to take her chances with COVID. I mean, this is so insane.
And then it's also, Jim, if you do come down with COVID, and again, you are in an area that doesn't have adequate resources, and what if you need a ventilator? What if a ventilator is not available? How is that going to work?
Yeah, well, listen, please believe me. You saw what Trump did. He kept his mouth shut from February when he told Woodward the story that it was a deadly disease. He didn't tell us for a month.
Right.
He didn't articulate that to the American public for a month. As far as I'm concerned, if I was a crossing guard and I got tipped off that there was a disease coming, I'd be yelling it out with the stop sign in my hand.
Yeah.
Anyway, you guys have a great weekend, both of you guys, and take care.
Thanks, Jim.
Thanks, Jim.
We always love when you call in.
Ask Patti not to do it obviously, but just see if she picks up a cadence from the French. I've never been there, but I always wondered about that.
It's my favorite place in the world, so I will tell you that they do talk very quickly.
I've never been there. Yeah. All right, buddy. Take care.
All right, thanks, Jim. Have a good weekend. Looking at time here. Do we need to go to a break, or can we take
you got a few minutes? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's chat with our friend Dave from Hoffman Estates. What's up, my friend?
Hey, Paul. Hey, Dan.
Hey.
Continuing about with that where that alleged shooter's father turned him in now. Question: does he get that $100,000 now?
That's an interesting.
True Trump for him. They're going to just Welsh on him and stiff him now that they got the kid.
That's an interesting question. I think there are stipulations based on, but I'm not sure. I don't know. Again, there are so many things that we don't know about this right now, but that's an interesting I always say ask all the questions.
Yeah, and they said it was a bolt-action rifle, and that was did it break up? Does it break down and go in the backpack? Because when he came off that roof, he wasn't carrying no rifle.
Yeah, right. I think that there is going to be a lot that we are going to be learning about this. Rightfully so. It needs to be a full investigation. Whether or not you liked Charlie Kirk, this was a crime and a murder, and we need to know all of the facts and details.
Yeah, until I heard about it the other day when we were out riding motorcycle, and brother-in-law was telling me that there was a shooting and that, and I wouldn't have known him from Adam.
Yeah.
You know? And
I was getting text messages from people like, "Who is this guy?" And I'm like, "You honestly don't know who this person is?" But that's just me because I live on politics, but people didn't know who this person was. And honestly, he very well could have been a presidential candidate one day, especially with the way that I'm seeing everybody mourning the loss of his life. He was definitely a very much admired individual, but also if you didn't know about him, you didn't know that he existed.
Yeah, and this buddy of mine who I worked with for 23, 24 years, I mean, I trust him with my life, but since he moved down to the Carolinas, he kind of turned red a bit, because he claimed that this Charlie Kirk guy or something was a Christian. I said, a Christian? And that dude was a grifter and you name it.
Well,
but he said, no. He said he listens to this guy, and he was a Christian. And,
well, I mean, he claimed to be a Christian.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that's the in practice versus hiding behind the cross is a different story. But
I always go back to Jesus flipping tables in the temple for quote unquote Christians.
Yeah.
He would be flipping tables today if he was here. Yeah.
Hey, did you guys see where the Howard Nutlick went in? He's kind of moving the goalposts and saying that Trump's economy doesn't start till next year.
Yes. Well, you know what? You got to keep punting the football. It's my sports reference because Paul's sitting across from me.
That's right. That's accurate. You were correct.
I had to at least seem somewhat smart with sports. Yeah. Thanks, Dave, for calling in. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
We got to get to our calling guest. Are we going to take our guest now?
Yeah, let's go ahead to a break, and I'll get hold of the next guy.
Okay.
All
right. Let's do a quick break here. Driving home with Patti Vasquez, Dan Schaefer, and Paul Chivari filling in for Patti. We will talk to you in a minute.
The Hal Sparks radio program.
Walmart's financial chief, John David Rainey, said tariffs are going to be inflationary. There is no disputing that. Walmart has said these costs are going to be passed on to the consumer. 60 to 70% of the things that are in your local Walmart come from China. It might as well be an Alibaba outlet store. And they're about to find out the hard way.
Hal Sparks, Saturdays from 11 to 1 on WCPT 820, Chicago's Progressive Talk.
Just now, another kid dropped out of school. There's one every 20 seconds.
If we do nothing, 3.5 million kids won't receive a diploma over the next 4 years. But there is someone who can change that. You. United Way knows that kids who have a caring adult in their life are more likely to make it. So make a pledge. Tutor. Mentor. Volunteer to read with children. And the difference between a dropout and a graduate could be you. Take the pledge to volunteer now at unitedway.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
This is WCPT 820, where facts matter.
If you're listening to this station right now, you've definitely heard my voice before. Hi, I'm Hawk.
And I'm Pete. And we're with Source Solar, your local source for solar. Source Solar is Chicagoland's premier solar installer, providing solutions for over 1,000 homeowners and business owners across Illinois and Iowa.
With over a decade of industry experience and deep roots here in Chicago, we have the expertise to help your transition to clean, renewable, resilient energy.
We can guarantee that we save you money day one without any out-of-pocket cost to you. This means you have an instant ROI, instant payback, and can save money to add to your bottom line day one.
At Source Solar, we source everything as local as possible, meaning we always carry the Made in USA sticker.
Find us online at www.source.solar. Stop in our office at 5710 North Northwest Highway or give us a call at 773-985-3992.
And don't forget to ask for Hawk
or Pete.
You're listening to Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez.
Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. This is Driving Home with Patti Vasquez. I am Dan Schaefer, filling in for Patti with my good friend Paul Chivari. Who just is, I've said it, he's my security blanket here. But we've had some great calls, and we have a guest on the line, Bobby Hernandez, who is the Addison Township supervisor. Welcome, Bobby. Welcome to the show. Do me a favor, give us a little intro, and also what made you want to become the Addison Township supervisor?
Hey there. Well, thank you so much for having me. So I guess I'm an individual from the northeastern quadrant of DuPage who believes in leading by serving. And so having a background in working for Congress, working for state legislators, I noticed that the township officials at the time were absent. And so when I ran, I wanted to, along with my team of my slate, we wanted to ensure that we brought forth good governance, transparency, and just all around wraparound services for residents in Addison Township.
Yeah, and I think that that's interesting. Joan Esposito talks about this all the time. Patti does too, and so I just kind of buddy them with local elections matter, right? And people don't even complete the entire ballot, right? When you get to the bottom, and I hate saying the bottom of the ballot, but these are positions that matter, and you saw that certain positions were not effective or people were not fulfilling their roles. And you're currently working on a lawsuit from a previous supervisor, right?
Correct,
I don't know.
correct.
They just I don't know, a few dollars, which is $78,000. That were intended for a community food pantry, and that goes to, again, pointing out that local positions actually matter. Can you talk a little bit more about this?
Yeah, so on Thursday, September 11th, we filed a lawsuit with the DuPage County Court against against the Addison Township Foundation, headed by former Township Supervisor Dennis Reboletti.
Yep.
And
so we're
seeking
siphoning funds from the township with the help from some township employees, allegedly.
That is correct.
Yeah,
that is correct.
Go on, keep going.
And so we're looking to seek, we're looking to recoup those finances to really just bring the township back on track to provide those services. Those funds were intended for, again, the food pantry services, and that's what we intend to do.
Okay. How's that looking? The prospect of that?
Well, look, we just filed on Thursday,
okay.
And so there's a whole process here, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna let the courts decide on what happens, but the proof is there, and we've provided it.
Okay. Yeah, I know the system works at a snail's pace, which is kind of angering at a time. While you're working on this, what are some of the other things that you're trying to do in your position?
Well, just in regards to this particular topic here, right? We really want to address these wrongs that were the wrongs that were committed by former supervisor Dennis Reboletti, and again, really just prepare our township as many other townships should, and many in our community should, in a time when the federal government is making these horrible cuts to SNAP and Medicare, and how they're going to affect our most vulnerable residents, right? So being committed to providing the services for township residents, that's what I'm focused on and what my team's focused on, and what we're hoping to, again, just really seek these funds to get us back on track to deal with the bigger issues at hand when it pertains to this level of government.
Right.
We're the bridge between county services to these municipalities, where townships are essentially the safety net that many talk about that should exist. Well, they do when it pertains to townships.
Yeah, no, I think you very eloquently stated that, and it's kind of putting the faith back into the municipality to make sure that where the federal government gives so many dollars, then it funnels down, then it funnels down. You want to make sure that those dollars get to the people, right? And from a local municipality standpoint, we learned about this through COVID. The federal government is really the only body that's able to print money. Local municipalities, you either have it or you don't. And if you have it, and then it suddenly disappears and it's not there for the people that it's supposed to be serving, that's a problem. And I'm super glad that you are looking into it because I think that is a major issue.
Yeah, and so we're doing so, right? But again, to get back to honoring the true mission of the township, which is to provide critical services for the residents. If I may add, we on Wednesday, August 27th, we celebrated our 100th day in office, and in 100 days, we were able to pass a budget that will hopefully that will get our finances back on track.
Okay.
We've been able to expand the food pantry services on premise. We're not just shoving paper bags into people's hands. We're providing the food pantry service, which is now our community market. We're providing that service under our general assistance program with allowing people to come inside, see what we have to offer in regards to the other services. And the model is called client choice. It's like if a family goes to the grocery store and they pick what they want, they shop essentially, right? Mm-hmm. So we're doing so with dignity. And then when we inherited this township facility, it was a construction zone. There was nothing but dead space. And so in this short amount of time, we've been able to figure out this Rubik's Cube and really remodeled the township to bring forth front-facing services. And so that's what we've been able to accomplish in a short amount of time. And again, we're just this lawsuit is to recoup those $78,000 back for those food pantry services and township services.
So you've clearly done a lot of work in a very short period of time. I have the website here as addisontownship.com. However, if there are local businesses or grocery stores or that want to help donate or contribute, is there a way for them to get in touch with you?
Absolutely. They can call our township office at 630-530-8161. And as I've mentioned before, whether for those who live in Addison Township, right, whether you're a family in need or you're looking to serve as in volunteers and through volunteer services or donations, we definitely invite individuals to participate with us here in Addison Township.
Great. Thank you so much for the work that you're doing. And I'll probably be there volunteering at some point. So,
hey, I'm going to take you up on that.
I will see you. Yeah. Definitely. Bobby Hernandez, Addison Township Supervisor. Again, proof that local elections matter. Thank you for everything that you're doing, and come back on anytime.
Thank you so much, gentlemen.
All right. Thanks, Bobby.
And then please say hello to Patti for me.
I will, definitely. This is Driving Home with Patti Vasquez. We are going to cut to a break here real quick. Dan Schaefer filling in with Paul Chivari, and we'll talk to you all in a minute.
You're listening to WCPT 820. Here's the latest Chicago weather update.
I'm meteorologist Ray Miller from the Weatherology Weather Center. Partly cloudy tonight with a low temperature of 64 degrees. Saturday, chance of thunderstorms with a high temperature of 79. Sunday, sunshine with a high of 77 degrees. Monday, lots of sun with a high temperature of 78. Tuesday, sunny, 79 for the high temperature. Wednesday, sunny with a high of 80. Thursday, chance of showers and a high around 82. That's the latest Chicago weather update. Right now, it's 84.
This is Chicago's Progressive Talk, 820 AM, WCPT Willow Springs, and online at WCPT820.com, where facts matter.
The latest politics.
We both took an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
Global news.
We do know one thing.
This tragedy would never have happened but for Russia's needless invasion of Ukraine.
And business updates.
These are banks that people rely on to get cash, and we need to make sure that they are protected.
And factual conversations. WCPT 820, Chicago's Progressive Talk.
You're listening to WCPT 820 because facts matter.
Union Strong Chicago continues to lead the way with progressive values and in preserving democracy. Your support of the Minocqua Brewing Company Super PAC efforts in Wisconsin and beyond strengthens the fight against MAGA Republicans. You can now purchase progressive beers like Labor Lager, Love Wins Fruited Sour, and the Resistance IPA in Chicago at Rogers Park Provisions, Diversity Beer, Wine, and Spirits in Lakeview, Park West Liquor, Wine, and Beer in Lincoln Park, Logan Square Liquors, and Tip Top Food and Liquors in Westtown. Visit MinocquaBrewingCompany.com for all their Chicagoland locations. As always, no matter how bad our sports teams are, please drink responsibly.
You're listening to Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez.
Everybody. I don't know how usually we have several, but mostly because I bring my own and I didn't run to my locker. Thank you so much, Dan, for covering this kind of hectic afternoon. Because
you ask and I'm here.
Well, my son's financial aid office sent us an email at 3:00 saying that we didn't have the appropriate paperwork in, and school starts in 2 weeks, but they can put me on a payment plan. I'm like, I don't have that kind of cheese, folks. So I'm like, I can drive down there. I will give you all the paperwork you need. So I was in there. They were very nice. So thank you to the financial aid office at the University of Chicago. Thank you, Dan Schaefer and Paul Chivari, for holding down the fort. And I am excited to introduce our guest who is running for state senator. We have in studio with us Nick Uniejewski. Did I say it right?
Very close, but better than most people.
Let's see.
Uniejewski.
Uniejewski. Thank you so much for joining us. Yes. Where'd you grow up, my friend?
I grew up in Orland Park in the south suburbs.
There used to be a comedy club called, what was the one over in, it was, oh my gosh, I can't remember. Did you ever go to the comedy clubs in Orland Park?
No, but I did used to go to Zero Gravity for any friends listening.
Okay.
Way back in the day.
Way back in the day. So were you civically active, like in high school? Were you like on student council? Were you, did you ever have the idea to run for office before?
I never thought it would be me. But I jumped in when Trump got elected the first time, like many people. And I, grew up in Orland Park, and I found out that my congressman wasn't the greatest.
Oh, boy.
And that was Dan Lipinski.
Yeah.
He was anti-choice, anti-LGBTQ, anti-immigrant, voted against Obamacare. I mean, how is this guy a Democrat? And I found out this woman was running against him, Marie Newman, who stood for a lot of the same things that I cared about. The fundamental right to an abortion, freedom to love and marry whoever you choose, that immigrants are great assets to our community and deserve our support. And it took her twice, but she beat him.
Yeah.
And that was kind of my first foray to challenge the status quo and the machine.
And to see it can be done.
It can be done when you work hard, when you organize, and when you never waver on your values. You can push the party where it needs to be.
Now, you are taking on an incumbent, and I have been in that seat before, just so you know. I took on an incumbent here in the 19th District. And have you worked with Chicago and Illinois Democrats before and kind of have an idea of their attitude towards somebody shaking the status quo?
There's a lot of people who aren't super excited about what I'm doing.
I know. I've been in those meetings.
Weird. Yeah.
But
a lot of this is political suicide. If you go against the choice of the Democratic Party, you'll never. Yeah, all those things.
No. I have worked statewide before. So after working for Marie Newman for years, I was an organizer. I worked as a pro-choice organizer for NARAL Pro-Choice America when we codified Roe v. Wade back in 2019, passing the Reproductive Health Act. And I worked statewide, certainly here in Chicago, also in the suburbs, downstate, building the grassroots momentum to get people excited about what we could do.
Sure.
And, thankfully we did pass that very progressive legislation at the time. But I've also been working in city government. I work for the Department of Family and Support Services here in Chicago to reform all of our social services programs and better serve people that are closest to problems, because honestly, they know the solutions to all of them. They're just often not listened to.
Right.
So I've been in and around the government spaces, both at the federal, state, and now city level for the last kind of my whole career. And I think that in this moment, you need better fighters who understand how government works and then want to get to work for the people.
And tell us about the district that you're running for.
So it is the 6th State Senate District. And if you go to my website, nickforillinois.com, you can see the visualization of it. But kind of imagine this in your head. It goes from the Hancock Center, or River North, Gold Coast a little bit, up the lakefront through Old Town, Lincoln Park, Lakeview, Buena Park, where I live, and then northwest trajectory along Lincoln Avenue through Roscoe Village, Wrigleyville, North Center, Lincoln Square, to a little bit of Ravenswood Manor.
That's huge and dense. I mean, it's a densely populated area, too.
Yeah.
And a wide variety. I mean, from very wealthy parts of it, the Gold Coast and that area. And then there's working, like a lot of families through Lincoln Square and Roscoe Village and things like that. Wow. That's amazing. So first of all, how many, are there other candidates primarying the incumbent?
No.
You're the only one. Okay.
It's just me, and she has never had an opponent before.
As a senator. I think she had an opponent perhaps for the rep seat. No?
Never a primary challenger, no.
No. Interesting. I think there might have been rumblings with maybe what I'd heard before. So when did you decide that this was the race? Like, you look around and with your experience, you go, this is the time.
Well, in the last, now 2 years almost, I started hosting these events called salons. They're very grassroots listening sessions, and some people might have heard about them because they're rooted in history. Gertrude Stein used to do these things and talk about literature and art, and Ben Franklin used to do them and talk about philosophy, and I do them to talk about things like housing and transit and healthcare and
minor details, right?
Very soft things. But in the last year we've now done 170 of these. But in the beginning, I had no intention of running for office. It was just that organizer fire in me that said, hey, there's a lot of great people around all of us all the time that don't know each other, and they should. And too often in political spaces, we say, okay, yeah, you can meet and you can network with people, but you're going to pay $1,000 for an event. And that is just a barrier for way too many people. And so I said, come to my house and I'll cook some chicken and we'll have some wine and we'll talk about, accessory dwelling units. And in the last year, I learned a lot. I think there's all something that we can learn from each other. But by the time Trump won again, it became so clear that all the fights for the next 4 years are going to be held here at the state and local level. You need someone who's not just going to show up and vote, but you need a champion who's going to fight for the people who live here. And the issues I hear about, I hear them all the time. We've knocked on tens of thousands of doors at this point, and it's housing. We need to build more housing so people can afford to live here. And when I say that, we need to reform all of our zoning laws at the state level so we can build things like coach houses and also 4 flats by right instead of having to wait and do it, one community meeting, one city at a time. We also need to address our transit fiscal cliff. We have $1 billion hole right now, and I don't think it's something that we should delay. I think we need a special session to do it, and I think we need some fervor from our state legislators to do things differently and fund it differently, get creative, and also just, get better Democrats in office who don't just follow the party line, but listen to the people who live in their districts and then want to fight harder.
You had me at wine.
And you've started having events like this in your home too, Dan.
Yeah, I've opened my home to several local politicians because it just makes sense, right? You had me at wine and accessory dwellings because it's I'm a nerd and I'm like, how does this work? Let's make it work because it's a thing. It needs to happen. So you explained kind of the breadth of the area that you're running for. How are you finding? You said you've knocked on several doors. Are you finding that you're finding more commonality when you do person to person as opposed to just kind of broadly like emails and this and that? But if you actually talk to people, are you feeling you're connecting?
Yes, and I'm sure part of it has to do with just who I am. But I think in this moment, what does it mean to be a Democrat? When I asked that same question in all of my salons back in November, a lot of people looked at me with kind of those like blank stares. Like, I don't know what it means to be a Democrat. And to me, it means fighting for your neighbor, listening to them first, and then getting to work. And in this district, we have not had a contested primary since the 70s, since 1972. It's been a very, very long time. So a lot of people, I talk to them and I say, hey, what do you think about the issues? And they say to me, no one's ever asked me before.
Yeah. That happens.
They want to be heard.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it's a new kind of politics. You know, I am doing a lot of the same things that many candidates have done, Patty, I'm sure you too, over the years, but it's knocking on doors, yes. It is meeting people at different community meetings, but it's also, we got to lighten up as Democrats. We got to have a little bit of fun.
Yeah.
Amen. Yeah.
Hey, look, I loved door knocking. I tell people, I mean, it was so funny because when we were running, we heard that the incumbent didn't like doing the door. I mean, she's shy, whatever. But for me, it was like a new show every 30 seconds. But also, I'm curious about people. That's one of the reasons I love doing this job. And the person that referred you to me is one of my favorite human beings, Dr. Kathy Tynas, who does a lot of work with Olivia Medical Center. And so, that tells me that you are connecting with people and making sure they have the support services that they need in both in your role in your career, but also in your community. What do you, one of the things is, what is your path, what they say, what's your path to victory, right? Because running against the incumbent, it's about money. It's about, obviously the votes and volunteers. How's it coming along?
It's going great. We launched the campaign back in the spring, and in the time since, it's been kind of fascinating how many people have been inspired by us. This district has not had a primary in a long, long time, and certainly, my opponent has never had a challenger. But there's a lot of people who approach me in public now, and they say, I never thought there would be someone who looks like me, sounds like me, and talks like me. I try to, how I talk to you all is exactly how I talk on the doors. It's how I talk to everybody, because I want politics to be approachable. And there's a lot of people that are getting involved for the first time, showing up at things in Lakeview or elsewhere in the district, too.
Yeah, I hadn't even thought of that.
Yeah. And, we're running a full-on grassroots campaign. I'm not taking any corporate money in my race because I want to be most accountable to the people who live here. And I don't think that's a radical thing to say. We have raised now over $50,000, 100% grassroots, and I'm very thankful.
Well done. You're not even at the end of the quarter yet. Look at that.
And it's all through fun events.
That's huge. Yeah. I was happy with 25 by the time I had put my paperwork in.
And part of that, I had one event, and it was called Nick at Night, and I had people ask me about accessory dwelling units while hula hooping. So, people want to see that again, come through.
I would have been there.
That is fantastic.
So there's a lot of people getting involved for the first time, and I'm very thankful. And it's a lot of new volunteers, too.
I like that you're talking about engaging people that wouldn't have normally been engaged. And I think that's when you kept talking about Donald Trump getting elected again and again. People just need to be engaged. And it comes from that grassroots level that they need to know that their voice matters, that they can make an impact. I'd like that you're doing that.
Absolutely. And the website, by the way, for everyone, we're going to continue our conversation with Nick Uniejewski.
There we go. Very nice.
I have a panic there.
It's very common.
Nick Uniejewski. Traditional spelling.
Yep.
And we're also in studio with guest co-host Dan Schaefer, who was holding down the fort for me, filling in for me on my very hectic afternoon. So I'm very grateful for that.
Always.
And I will tell Jim whether or not they talk more quickly in Paris or not.
They do.
We're going to come back in just a moment. If you have any questions, if you live in which district again for the Senate?
State Senate District.
The 6th State Senate District in Illinois. It's in some of the great neighborhoods of Chicago. Give us a call or text at 773-763-9278. If I do that, I have to get them headphones, though, so that's weird. 773-763-9278. I will get some in a moment. We'll be right back after this on WCPT 820 and KKNW 1150 in Seattle.
Listen up, fellow timeshare owners. If you're a timeshare owner and you want out at all costs, you're done, frustrated, tired of wasting money, you don't use the darn thing. Get out now. Hire the best Bulldog timeshare cancellation team in the business. Their in-house legal team, headed by a timeshare cancellation lawyer, can help you fight the biggest and baddest companies out there that sell timeshare. At some point, you were using your timeshare, but now you're not, and you're tired of wasting money. Before you go to the poorhouse, call right now and learn how you can stop the maintenance fees and put more money back in your pocket. Their services cost you a lot less than you think, and you'll save a lot of money over time. Call the Timeshare Exit Hotline now. It's a free consultation.
800-296-0150. 800-296-0150. 800-296-0150. That's 800-296-0150.
Here's a tale of Becky. Didn't know what to do with new meds prescribed and no real cost clue.
She squinted at prices, that can't be right. Then tapped GoodRx and saw the light.
She could get a deal. Book telehealth if she feel.
Learn about those meds without any stress. That one little app does all the rest. Even my horse downloaded it. Dang, save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
Alexa, play WCPT.
WCPT from TuneIn.
You're listening to Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez.
Thank you so much for joining us as we continue our conversation with candidate for the 6th Senate District of State Senate District of Illinois, Nick Uniejewski, and Dan Schaefer, who continues to guest co-host with me. Thank you so much again, Dan, for being here. I needed you. You're my security blanket today, so I appreciate that. This just in, we're going to be giving away another pair of tickets to the Paula Poundstone show. So not right now. Don't start calling yet. We're going to do that in the 6 o'clock hour. I think I might have 2 pairs to give away. Plus, we still have some play spots for you if you are ready to go to the Run for the Parks, the 5K walk, run, or roll this Sunday, sponsored by Banner Health. Come on, you can roll.
I can barely walk. I'm not.
There's a nature walk.
All right, I can do that.
I love our parks. And that's another element, I think, of being in Chicago and running for a state seat. Tell folks a little bit about the responsibilities of a state senator, because I think, Dan was talking about this earlier with our friend Bobby Hernandez about, folks kind of like look at the presidential race, they look at the gubernatorial, all these, bigger names, and then they're like, oh, I didn't really look into my state Senate race. So tell folks the responsibilities.
Yeah, the state can do a lot for people. Every state senator has the equal proportion of people all across the state, and this district is particularly the north side. But a state senator, they're in session for only a handful of months of the year. They're in there from January through May, and then they come back for a couple weeks during veto session. But I think the role of a state senator is to be that convener. To bring together the state, certainly, but also the city, the county, all the different players, and get to work for people. Like when people complain to me, they're like, I really hate my landlord. And they say, my rent keeps going up and I'm so mad about it.
Sure.
I say, well, the state can actually do a lot on that front for housing. When I say we need to build more housing, we certainly do need to do the zoning reforms statewide so we can legalize those different types of housing like coach houses and 4 flats. But we can also create a predictable formula for both property taxes and for rent increases to say,
what?
Yeah.
We can do something reasonable when it comes to these elements of our lives?
Yeah, what a concept. The state can actually do something about it.
It's weird how, as you work down the ballot, those people have more impact on your life than your U.S. senator. Or it's weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's right.
And we're real people, too. I mean, you will probably see me running down the lakefront and also thinking about coach houses. But there's a lot we can do. And there's a bill in Springfield right now that would actually address that would create a predictable formula. It says, okay, fine, if you're a landlord, you can raise rent, but we're going to index it to inflation. I support that, and our current state senator does not. There's so much that we can do, and I want to give people hope in this area, too. Like, at the state level in Illinois, we have a supermajority. We have full control of the state Senate, the state House, and a pretty great governor. When you realize all these issues keep happening, and you're kind of wringing your hands, and you're angry about it, what we need in this moment are better Democrats, ones who do want to listen to you, who do want to fight and do things differently and challenge the status quo. And I think in this race, it's very clear that I'm that guy.
I love that. I love the better Democrats.
Well, there's also, and this isn't something that has to answer to, but there's quite a few legislators who are also property tax attorneys.
Oh yeah.
And so that's where you run into a lot of the obstacles when it comes to making change, because there's a lot of, especially like commercial real estate, you see up and down the Milwaukee corridor, all those empty buildings, because they make more money by the tax write-off of not being able to lease it. They don't even return phone calls. And there's ways to, and this was something that when I ran, is reimagining the commercial real estate. If mom and pops aren't coming back, and we should do everything we can to encourage people to find something that, their dream of their business, and also there's a lot of hurdles to that. But, there's an opportunity for senior housing for people with disabilities in areas where they have access to public transportation. This was something, you're tapping into all my notes. But also to your point about housing, one of the things, and it's probably worse now, but I know that we lost over 16,000 units because people converted multi-unit housing into single-family use, and
Correct.
and that has had a decimating effect on the city.
And when we have that happening, what we would call like deconversions, and no new housing getting built at the pace, then inevitably people are getting priced out of the neighborhoods they love.
Yeah.
And the solution to that, elect me, but also like getting people at the state level to invest. We are nearly 300,000 units short in terms of housing across the state of Illinois. And, it's certainly a problem in Chicago, but there's a housing crisis in Champaign. There's a housing crisis in Bloomington Normal, all these major metro regions across the state. So, hopefully I can get in there and do something about this and be that champion for us here on the north side of the city. But I want to be that housing champion for the whole state. When these bills are introduced and they don't go anywhere, it's because they don't have someone who has that organizer fire within them. Like, I would not only introduce the bill, I'd be hauling out to Shanahan, talking about why this is important for people.
Whoa,
I'd
see?
be talking to my parents back in Orland Park about, hey, please talk to your state senator that we need them to champion this legislation too, because the housing crisis exists everywhere across the state, and Illinois, the whole state, needs to build more housing.
Well, and it's also, if you I always ask this question for people that are trying to get their foot in the door. You have to have a network, right? So you have to build your people, right? Mm-hmm. But if you touch base with people in Peoria or Cairo or all those areas need the housing that you just explained. Those individuals would probably be like, yeah, let's do something about that. But they need somebody to be like, we need to do something about that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It just comes back to being a convener, wanting to listen to people and learn from them, and then importantly, deliver.
Well, and I think to your point, I think what you seem well suited for is convincing people too. It's taking what people need, and then you have to get that collaboration. That's what happens behind these closed doors. Yeah. A lot of times when they have these pieces of legislation or the budget, it's like, well, what do I get in return?
You know more about this than anybody. About this is how this works. This is okay. Then I'm in. Then I'm in. Then I'm in. But that's what it is. But you have to get the people behind you to do it. Yeah.
Well, and so I'm excited for you. I think that it's an important race, and I know that I'm just flashing back to some of the phone calls, and I know that the Democratic Party and including President Harmon will do everything. He told me to my face, like, I will do everything to protect my incumbents. So, and that's a weird thing to say, like, with somebody who is a good Democrat, who is a good organizer, who's done a lot for the community and connected with people, to be that, I think, to scrape people off, figure something out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
If you want people to get involved, you have to give them something to believe in.
Right.
And I think that's what I bring to this race, certainly getting new people involved in the process, but feeling like they can actually do something productive, especially as we have this monster at the federal level right now, tearing apart all of our institutions, using hate and divisiveness to pit us against one another. It doesn't have to be this way. Right. And I think if you send new people into office, new people with new ideas, fresh ideas, and a new way of doing things, then we can get more people, where we need to be as a party.
And we hear every single day, people are hungry to know what can they do. And if they don't have the people in their own community, because you have electeds, Ruth Cruz, you've got folks that are getting there with their sleeves rolled up. Yeah. Those of us in this neighborhood, anyway, so it's like, I think about moving because I just can't work with my own. I work with electeds outside of my district, so it's just that's just the way them's the breaks. But people want something to, like you said, to fight for. And when people text you in the last couple of days with the language and everything, like, oh, you guys are the ones that are always talking about fighting. Let's not pretend like we don't know what the word fight means when we're talking about dignity and respect and housing and healthcare. Access to abortion care. Come on now. Mm-hmm. We're being willfully ignorant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What do you have coming up? Do you have any events coming up, or how can folks volunteer? I know you got to get those signatures.
We got a ton going on. If people wanted to hang out with me every day, they could. But there's a lot. We are knocking on doors every weekend. We'll be in Old Town this weekend. If people want to come out and help us with that for getting on the ballot. We also have one of my salons coming up on Sunday afternoon. If you want to come out to North Center, we'll be doing that at 4:00. Also, another one Monday night in Buena Park, if people want to come hang out with me then. So truly, there is a lot. All of them are listed on my website, though, nickforillinois.com. They can take a look there.
nickforillinois.com. And I will say this, when Nick says you could come hang out with me every day, I cannot tell you, no, I understand that to my soul,
And I
to
like
my
it
core.
too. Please, I want to hear
Same.
from you.
but when he says that, it means a lot when you have someone that will just go to the doors. And sometimes people don't like to ring the bell, but just having someone go holding stuff or go my door knocker Jerry, my ride or die, he would go to all the doors in front of me, and then and having a wheelman, whatever, all those things, or someone to come and make a pot of coffee at the office or wherever. Do you have an office yet?
We're kind of hanging out all over the place.
Yeah, that was the thing. I don't know that I needed an office as fast as
that's
you
what I also
spending
like
money.
about it, though.
Yeah.
It's we're just here.
Yeah.
Like that. We don't need a whole thing.
You need a table and paper clips.
I like being embedded in the community, and I
Yes.
love also spotlighting all the local businesses across our district, because there's many that we love.
Yeah.
Super smart. I'm very excited for you. Again, it's Nick for Illinois. Let's go to nickforillinois.com and find out about the events coming up. What's your 30-second pitch to just your closing out statement?
I'm 29, and every time I could vote for president, Trump's been on the ballot, and I hate him more than anybody else in the world. But at this moment, we are in a reckoning for the Democratic Party. What does it mean to be a Democrat? And to me, it means fighting for the future we deserve, building more housing so people can afford to live here, fully funding and modernizing public transit, and getting corporate money out of politics so we can do things differently that's in alignment with the community and fight a lot of it hell harder.
The crowd goes crazy. Dan's like, where did that audience come from?
Was so loud. Because that was so good.
Well, thank you so much, like I said earlier, for taking on the challenge of running for office. I know that it's not lightly done. While it might have been an easy choice for you, it's still it's a challenge, and I think that hearing that call is important. So congratulations on all of that. And I thank you so much. Again, nickforillinois.com. And we are going to take a break in just a moment. I know we've got, we're going to talk movies. You're welcome to hang out to talk movies if you want, but I know it's busy during this time of the year.
It's a busy time, but thank you for having me. Happy to be here.
Absolutely. Anytime you want to check in with us, and you can call us next time too. Again, if you want to call from the doors, take 5 minutes off the doors and let us know if there's something coming up. We'd love to hear from you.
Okay. Sounds
excellent.
good.
Thank you so much. Let's take a break here and continue our conversation in just a moment. Thank you to our sponsors. This hour has been sponsored by Pride Coffee Roasters. Go to pridecoffeeroasters.com for a limited time. They have 10% off your entire order. Just type in Drive Home 10 in the promo code. And of course, we've talked about Source Solar, Kids Above All, and our friends at Minocqua Brewing Company. See you in a moment.
This is a WCPT Veteran Minute. In the heart of World War II, while the skies rumble with the roar of combat, a groundbreaking squad of pilots emerged from the segregated South, the Tuskegee Airmen. An elite group of African-American pilots defied the odds with their courage and skills. Trained at the Tuskegee Army Airfields in Alabama, they became the first black aviators in the U.S. military. Despite facing racism and skepticism, they soared through the skies with unmatched precision, escorting bombers and earning a distinguished reputation for their bravery. Their red-tailed P-51 Mustangs became a symbol of excellence and resilience, and in 2007, the Tuskegee Airmen were finally honored as they were awarded the Congressional Gold Medal. These aviators didn't just fight for victory in the air, they battled for equality on the ground, forever altering the landscape of the American military and inspiring generations to come. This has been a WCPT Veteran Minute.
Viking, dedicated to creating travel experiences for the thinking person, with programs designed for cultural enrichment on board and on shore. Discover more at Viking.com.
AP News, I'm Ben Thomas. A Utah man's facing a murder charge in the assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. Hi, Panjwani has the latest.
A court affidavit says 22-year-old Tyler Robinson has been arrested on suspicion of aggravated murder, felony discharge of a firearm causing serious bodily harm, and obstruction of justice. Formal charges are expected early next week. Utah Governor Spencer Cox said Robinson had indicated to a family friend that he was responsible for the assassination.
It is an attack on all of us. It is an attack on the American experiment. It is an attack on our ideals. This cuts to the very foundation of who we are, of who we have been, and who we could be in better time.
Cox said that engravings on bullets found in a rifle were cited as evidence, and also chatting app messages that a roommate shared with law enforcement. I'm Haya Panjwani.
In Florida, witnesses from the FBI and the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office focused on the law enforcement response as prosecutors continue their case against a man accused of trying to assassinate President Trump last year while he played golf. Opening statements were cut short when defendant Ryan Ruth, who's representing himself, failed to keep his comments relevant to the case, despite repeated warnings. And Mike Hempen reports Boeing workers have rejected another contract proposal.
3,200 company employees have been on strike for nearly 6 weeks at 3 plants in the Midwest. The union says the proposal did not include a sufficient signing bonus compared to what other Boeing employees have received, or a raise in 401k benefits. The company says it's disappointed the employees rejected what Boeing officials say was a 5-year deal with an average wage growth of 45%. I'm Mike Hempen.
A winning week for stocks. The Dow gained about 1%, the S&P 1.6%, the Nasdaq 2%. This is AP News. President Trump marked 9/11 at the Yankees game last night,
drawing mixed reactions from the crowd. The visit marks the 24th anniversary of the September 11th attacks. Trump, who was born in Queens, greeted players before the game and predicted a Yankees win.
I will say you're going to win.
Recalling past games with late owner George Steinbrenner.
We won every time I came. Every time we came, we'd win a game, and he'd call me. He was you think that was easy sitting with him for a game? It wasn't. It was brutal.
New York slugger Aaron Judge homered twice in the game, including his 361st homer to tie Joe DiMaggio for 4th place on the team's all-time home runs list after recently passing Yogi Berra.
2 legends, greats in the game, great all-time Yankees.
I'm Gethin Coolbaugh.
More news at apnews.com. I'm Ben Thomas. Thanks for listening.
This is 820 AM, WCPT Willow Springs, and streaming worldwide at WCPT820.com. We are Chicago's progressive talk, where facts matter. Now, your WCPT 820 weather update.
I'm meteorologist Ray Miller from the Weatherology Weather Center. Partly cloudy tonight with a low temperature of 64 degrees. Saturday, chance of thunderstorms with a high temperature of 79. Sunday, sunshine with a high of 77 degrees. Monday, lots of sun with a high temperature of 78. Tuesday, sunny, 79 for the high temperature. Wednesday, sunny with a high of 80. Thursday, chance of showers and a high around 82. That's the latest Chicago weather update. Right now, it's 82.
This is Senior Corps. 360,000 volunteers age 55 and older, driving results through service, helping communities recover from devastating disasters.
RSVP plays a valuable role. They're still here helping the unmet needs of the community and the survivors of the devastation.
Making sure that those who need assistance can remain in their own homes.
If I didn't have a senior companion, I would be really lost.
Tutoring and mentoring tomorrow's leaders.
The advantage of having foster grandparents working with the children one-on-one, that's a tremendous benefit.
Visit nationalservice.gov or call 1-800-942-2677. This message brought to you by the Corporation for National and Community Service.
Chicago's progressive talk, WCPT 820, where facts matter.
Driving it home with Patti Vasquez, Patti Vasquez. From global conflicts to greenhouse gases, the folks refusing to wear masks says, and politicians getting caught grabbing ass says, she's driving it home with Patti Vasquez.
Well, hello, and thank you for joining us. We continue having just a wonderful array of guests, and my guest co-host, Dan Schaefer. Again, thank you to Paul Chivari for not only producing the show today, but helping me struggle with some strenuous, stressful situations with my son's tuition. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Mike Crowley joins us. He's the reviewer for YPA Reviews. You'll probably agree reviews. And Dan Schaefer, the host of the Politini, wherever you can find your podcasts. It's and also Tuesdays with Josie is available. And we'd love to have you check those out. Thank you to our sponsors, Minocqua Brewing Company. Go to MinocquaBrewingCompany.com. I am going to be traveling, but I will still have my column up on Monday. I am going to be writing about It's okay. You're allowed.
It's a seltzer water.
I was like trying to do it quietly too. I was like putting it underneath the desk, and
it's
it was
Friday
still like
somewhere.
I need a beer. It's been a week, man.
No kidding. No, you're not wrong about that. Speaking of beer, I'm going to grab you some Minocqua Brewing Company as well. So we got MinocquaBrewingCompany.com. My piece will be up on Monday. I am going to write about the farmers who are now finding out that 78% of farmers voted for Trump, and they are now, many of them, suffering because of the tariffs. They say in Arkansas, possibly 1 out of 3 will be claiming bankruptcy. They're begging for bailouts. And it does feel like a FAFO, and the leopards, we didn't know they would eat our faces. It's also like they were lied to. And I do in some, I know, we'll talk about it a little bit more too. But second
time that they needed a bailout.
Exactly. But this time it's worse. Because China's going, we'll go to Brazil. Mm-hmm. So it's bad. It's bad. So my piece will be up on Monday regarding that story. And I also want to thank our friends at Source Solar. Go to source.solar. It might be time to get off the fence. If you've been thinking about solar panels, there are incentives that will run out by the end of the year. So please go to source.solar and make an appointment with Peter Sorellis. If you're a business owner, you have a little more time, but this is a great way to do right by the environment and by your budget. So let's also thank our friends at Pride Coffee Roasters. Oh my God. I had, I'm on the Colombian blend right now. I believe neither one of my guests drink a lot of coffee, and that's fine. I love my coffee in the morning. Last night, my husband started putting the coffee in the machine, and I was so excited to go to bed to wake up to it. So it has, I think it's walnut and dark chocolate. Paul, have you had a chance to try out your Pride Coffee Roasters? I sent him home with some whole beans, so he's got to get to grinding those, and we'll talk about them when he enjoys it. Also, so go to pridecoffeeroasters.com for a limited time. They have 10% off your entire order. Just type in Drive Home 10 for the promo code, and they have single origin beans that are incredible. They have a bean subscription. They got some gay swag. I have a bag that says "Sounds gay." I'm in. I love that tote. And I also want to thank our friends at Kids Above All. Now, I do have to. I know we have 2 lines up, so we have. I'm going to give away. Oh wait, I have to tell you what it is first. Hold on a second. Don't call yet before you know what it is, because I have. Which page is it on? Oh, here we go. Saturday, September 27th. Paula Poundstone is bringing her smart observational humor and spontaneous wit to Skokies North Shore Center for Performing Arts for one night only. By the way, follow her on social media. We didn't even talk politics when she was on Wednesday, and she's so funny, so fresh, just brilliant. Tickets are available at northshorecenter.org, but right now, right this very second, I've got a pair of tickets to give away if you're the second caller at 773-763-9278. And why not? We'll just give away the second and third callers, because I know I'm behind on my pairs of tickets to give away. So I've got 2 pairs, second and third callers for tickets to give away if you're the second caller or the third caller at 773-763-9278. A pair of tickets for Paula Poundstone are yours. That's Saturday, September 27th at 8 p.m. and the number is 773-763-9278. Second and third callers get the tickets. Contest running on WCPT at 20 are open to listeners 18 or older and the residents of the Chicagoland greater area, Northwest Indiana area. 1 entry per person, 1 winner per household. Void where prohibited by law. Listeners may only win or qualify to win once every 30 days. Complete rules are available on our website at WCPT820.com by clicking the contest tab. Hi.
You're a pro at that.
Thank you very much. I actually screwed it up in the middle, but I loved hearing her on your show. By the way, wasn't she amazing? She was amazing. We didn't even talk politics. She is nonstop fun. Like she is, the best. The best. And here's the thing: like I got into comedy 30 years ago, and I have an act, right? And so she doesn't. In the sense that she is herself. Yeah. Incredibly funny. She talks. Just nonstop. She just talks. She's mesmerizing. Fabulous. Anyway, hi, Mike Crowley. How are you doing?
Hey, how's it going? I actually did listen to a little bit of that interview. So good. While I was literally driving. While listening to driving at home. Yeah.
That sounds perfect. Yeah. So tell us, let's see, I still have not been back. The only movie I want to see in the theaters, we were planning to go see Naked Gun, because you said that was very, very
it's
fun.
Awesome. Yeah.
But Dan, have you seen any movies recently? Have you been able to go to the theaters? I was just saying, the only one that I really am is Downton Abbey, and he said not your jam. He said it's not.
Yeah,
it sounds like
I
don't.
It's like my mom's into it, but
Well, thank you.
Yeah, no, not that, but like they had a screening to it. I'm like, that's 2 screenings in one day.
But I feel like after this conversation, I'm going to add to my list movies that I need to go see. I honestly do like the fact that when they are promoting movies, they are saying in theaters only, because I do like to go to the theater. I really do. And so, but I don't. I mean, if it's not a Halloween movie with Michael Myers or a Nightmare on Elm Street, I'm really not gonna. But educate me.
Yeah.
Tell me what we need to see.
So, like, for this week, it depends on the mood you're in, because I'm like, you know what? The Long Walk is incredible. And then this week's events transpired. But I will say it's kind of an important film to see in a lot of ways, because The Long Walk is based on a novel that Stephen King published in 1979 under the pseudonym Richard Bachman at the time. And it was about these kids who get, like, drafted into a lottery program where they have to walk hundreds of miles. If you stop, you get shot.
What?
Yeah. And whoever makes it to the end of the journey, they get whatever they want. Which I always thought, a plot hole in the movie and maybe the book, and maybe they did cover it, was like, wasn't anyone's request, can you cease operations on this lottery because this is a terrible idea? But I mean, it's a terrifying movie, because it's a movie about how America is thrust into a police state, and now it's in a dystopian setting. Yeah,
It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Kind of,
Yeah.
Oh wait.
That feels.
I'm
I
sorry.
wish authors wouldn't give people ideas. Like Hunger Games feels like it's getting closer and closer.
And it's actually by the Hunger Games director, which is
really?
And the thing is, like, I always had a big issue with the Hunger Games, which was, I don't know if you guys know what Battle Royale is. But, okay, that movie came out before the Hunger Games movies. I don't know when the books came out. And that was a movie about a bunch of kids who are put into a program where they, like, kill each other, and whoever, like, wins in the end. It's Lord of the Flies, pretty much. And, I always thought those movies were weak because they softened the violence. And I'm like, you have to see how horrific and terrible it is, because the whole thing in the Hunger Games is that they put in glitz and glamour and all this stuff, and, they don't really show you the horrificness of what's going on. And I'm like, well, the movies are kind of doing that. They're very glitzy and glamoury, and they have, like, goofy character names like President Snow and stuff like that in it. And then I'm like, yeah, you're kind of marketing murder to children while telling children murder is bad. And what I liked about The Long Walk is that's Francis Lawrence's answer to that. When you get to that first kill in the film, it's shocking. And because they don't cut away, you see it up close, and because I've seen so many movies and I'm a little crazy, I'm like, ooh, that kind of looks like a Sam Raimi film when I saw it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it's I still when the moment happened, I like automate, I said a profanity out loud.
Oh, dear.
And not real loud, just like to myself.
That's all right.
And
put your finger on the kill button.
Yeah, exactly. Get the mute button, get the cough button, but. When I saw that, I was like, okay, they're not playing it soft with this film, and they're kind of telling you right off the bat, hey, if you can't handle this, then leave the theater now. Go see something else.
Yeah, I don't know if I can see that.
Yeah, because now it's like really hard to see, because I saw it like a week before this week happened, or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
and when I saw it, I'm like, this is where I'm worried we're gonna be. And now it looks like we're heading towards that direction.
Yeah.
And it makes the movie kind of a poignant. It's like it's a horrifying movie to watch, but you watch it and you go, well, okay, this is why we can't gravitate towards violence. And there's a lot of great character development in it, great performances. Cooper Hoffman, Philip Seymour Hoffman's son, is the main character in the movie. And if you've seen Alien Romulus, like, the guy who plays the robot, David Johnson's in it, and he gives an amazing speech in it. And there is actually a duality between optimism and despair between Cooper Hoffman's character and David Johnson's character that kind of crosses wires and brings together this whole philosophical conversation. And it's a really amazing movie. I mean, I had maybe some like slight grievances with it, but I think it's my favorite movie of the year.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And maybe it's because of how, of how zeitgeist it is right now. Because, movies, yes, they're meant to be entertainment, but movies also are supposed to be a reflection of the past, present, and what may be the future.
That's my question. Is sometimes we have to view things before we actually realize things.
Yeah.
And so, like, I watch The Purge all the time.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I watch The Purge all the time. It's one of my favorite movies. I also watch
Really?
It's one of Air Force One is one of my favorite movies.
Get off my damn plane.
Harrison Ford is the coolest guy.
I love Harrison Ford. Like, every movie he's pointing his finger, or he says, like, my family, my wife.
Exactly, right? Don't mess with Harrison Ford. But movies like The Purge, and I was watching one where it was like the Forever Purge, where it's like the Purge didn't end. People just kept killing everybody.
Oh, my God.
So to your point, though, like, do people need to see that in cinema to be like, hey, this could actually happen?
Or is it give people ideas of what we could do? It's like some people. I grew up liking James Bond and not aspiring to be the villains, and I didn't know until I saw Elon Musk that was the case for other people. Like, they wanted to be the supervillain. I had no idea.
You don't know that people can just break into your house, like the Panic Room. You don't know that people can just do, like, but people need to experience that.
Yeah.
And especially with societal stuff that we're dealing with now, right? And it's like maybe we need to take a step back.
Because it's fun to see the Naked Gun, but then it's like I always say, people should have balance when it comes to the movies.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know, you should see your fun stuff, but then see something a little more serious. Now, I can't constantly see depressing stuff. You know, like, that's one bummer with film festivals, is that I don't think it's the best way to see movies, because you're seeing, like, 5 movies in a day or whatever. It's like, I like seeing one movie, being relaxed, you know, kicking my shoes off and enjoying it. Yeah. Yes, I kick my shoes off in the theater, but don't worry. But
I'm just gonna go to the bathroom without you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that'd be really gross.
Well, it's funny. As you were talking, I was thinking about, like, great films that came out during World War II, just to kind of like think of these moment of, like, the rise of fascism and the threat of, you know, these global powers. It's funny because Casablanca came out in 1942 during the war. So did It's a Wonderful Life, you know, which kind of, you know, touches on it, but mostly
like
about
Pottersville,
and it's so funny.
Also, capitalism too.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, that idea, like, your money's not at the bank. It's in your neighbor's home. It's in your neighbor's business. This is we're all in this together kind of an idea that I you know, people who watch It's a Wonderful Life don't seem to have held on to. Just saying.
Yeah.
It's a good Christmas
Wonderful
movie.
Life is amazing. Oh, I'm sorry, I cut you off.
No, you're fine. No, I cut you off. You're good. Keep going.
Nah. But like, I always like that movie because it's a movie you don't have to just see during Christmas. You know, it's a movie that you really transgresses Christmas.
Sure.
And it's a film that, you know, it's really about the optimism and hope in humanity against, you know, the forces of oppression. You know, because you have Mr. Potter who wants to kind of corporatize all of, what was it? I'm going to call it Smallville by accident. I know it's not what it's actually called.
Bedford Falls.
Bedford Falls, yeah. He wants to occupy Bedford Falls, turn it into something else. And of course, you have George Bailey who wants to give money to the people who are struggling, to the poor. You know, there's that great scene where everyone's, you know, begging for money, or not begging for money, but like, I think they ran out of money.
It's a run on the banks. Yeah. And Potter's offering them like 30 cents on the dollar. And he says, if you just wait, I'll get you your money. But it's not here right now. That's what I was saying. Yeah.
Yeah. And he like literally like takes money from the bank and just hands it to people. And it's
his
like
own money from his honeymoon. He gives it. He had $2,000 for his honeymoon. And he gives it to everybody in the community.
Which back then that money was a lot. You know.
I think it was $2,000. Maybe it wasn't that much money. Let's take a break here. We're hanging out with Mike Crowley, the reviewer for YPA Reviews. You'll probably agree reviews and find out what he thinks you should be seeing and what he thinks of the movies that are out. Dan Schaefer, the host of the Palatini and Tuesdays with Josie, available wherever you listen to your podcasts, and also fill-in host here on WCPT. Thank you again for holding down the fort. We'll be right back after this on WCPT, KTNF, and KKNW.
A Better Life with Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
Well, this one may be bad news for me. A small pilot study in South Korea found that working long hours could potentially lead to changes in the structure of your brain. Researchers there scanned the brains of more than 100 healthcare workers and compared those who worked 52 hours a week or more, the legal upper limit in that country, to those who work less. They saw changes in the middle frontal gyrus, which plays a major role in cognitive functions, attention, memory, and language-related processes, as well as an area known as the insula, which is involved in emotional processing, self-awareness, and understanding social context. I know there's not a lot most of us can do about working long hours, but what this study does tell us is important. If you are overworked, you probably need to place an even greater emphasis on your rest and your recovery. I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta, helping you live a better life.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Here's a tale of Becky. Didn't know what to do with new meds prescribed and no real cost clue.
She squinted at prices, that can't be right. Then tapped GoodRx and saw the light.
She can get a deal. Book telehealth if she feels.
Learn about those meds without any stress. That one little app does all the rest. Even my horse downloaded it. Dang, save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not...
Because facts matter. You are listening to WCPT 820.
If you're listening to this station right now, you've definitely heard my voice before. Hi, I'm Hawk.
And I'm Pete. And we're with Source Solar, your local source for solar. Source Solar is Chicagoland's premier solar installer, providing solutions for over 1,000 homeowners and business owners across Illinois and Iowa.
With over a decade of industry experience and deep roots here in Chicago, we have the expertise to help your transition to clean, renewable, resilient energy.
We can guarantee that we save you money day one without any out-of-pocket cost to you. This means you have an instant ROI, instant payback, and can save money to add to your bottom line day one.
At Source Solar, we source everything as local as possible, meaning we always carry the Made in USA sticker.
Find us online at www.source.solar. Stop in our office at 5710 Northwest Highway or give us a call at 773-985-3992.
And don't forget to ask for Hawk
or Pete.
No detours, no distractions. Just bold ideas and real talk. This is Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez.
So much for joining us as we continue to drive it home. We want to thank our sponsors, Pride Coffee Roasters. They will be at the Jefferson Park Sunday Market this Sunday. You can go to their website to find out where they might be in your neck of the woods. And if you don't live in the Chicagoland area, you can always order your subscription online, pridecoffeeroasters.com. Joining me in studio is Mike Crowley. He's the reviewer for YPA Reviews, ypareviews.com. You'll probably agree. And he rates his movies by pints of Guinness.
Yeah, because it takes place in a bar, and I'd always drink Guinness there.
There you go.
I don't think Guinness tastes necessarily great. It tastes like cold coffee, but but it's a great,
it's a
I
good
was just
buzz.
like, it's a good buzz,
Warm normally. Which
like in Ireland,
It's not too warm in Ireland. It's tasty in Ireland. That's Dan Schaefer, the host of Palatini,
Sorry.
and Tuesdays. Stop! You don't have to be sorry. Tuesdays with Josie. Also, host parties where we sometimes get to hang out with Judy from Niles. Hey, Judy, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Well, more or less.
Right,
my
same.
85-year-old body knocked on my brain and said, you've been ignoring me. And I feel like I'm going to blame it on Trump, because it actually started when he got in. And everything is, I feel like that song, Simon and Garfunkel, in the clearing stands a boxer. I feel like I'm standing in the middle just punching away. Everything. I mean, I'm having storms at my cottage, and it knocked out the electric. And believe it or not, in Adams County, it takes 3 people to hook up your electric again. It hit the box on the side as the tree went down. So that's where I'm. I called originally. I was just going to say hi to Dan.
Aw. Hi, Dan.
Hi, my friend
Hi,
Judy.
Dan.
I was just going to say, you have the 2 most perfect reactions when you refer to Donald Trump. Blame him and then punch.
Blame him for
Blame
everything.
and punch. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I've missed you.
You know, I miss you.
Yeah.
Aw.
Call me sometime. And how is the
All right,
dog?
don't tell my husband. All right. Okay. No, it's good. I'm glad to hear that you're doing okay.
We could have a menage a trois.
Oh, right.
Golly, I don't know if we're allowed to do this. The
With an
FCC have any
85-year-old woman.
rulings on that, Paul Chivari?
It's a family show, Judy.
Yeah. I usually have these conversations after midnight when I used to be on the air, but okay. Remember, Judy? I was a little
But
naughty
you
at
know
night.
what, Patty? I don't have to call anymore. This is truly our tribe. That man from Seattle called in. It is Seattle that he calls from, right?
Paul in Seattle?
Yeah, Paul.
Yeah.
He said absolutely everything that had run through my mind as I listened to him. I thought, just check it up. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought. So yeah, and tell all those people that are running for something, walking works. The people that have put out a little shoe leather to knock on my door. And by the way, there hasn't been any in quite some time. The last one is Ram. I kept calling him Villavalum. Now they're saying Villaval. I don't know.
Ram
Whatever.
Villavam. Oh yeah. No, you have. You're on Niles. Okay.
And I like him. And I've called his office for various things, and they've always tried to be very helpful. Sometimes it helped, sometimes it didn't, but they were always helpful and sincerely listening. And
excellent.
So walking works. Do it.
And you used the term shoe leather.
That's right.
And I feel like we need to get back to that, right? And that's what Nick was talking about, and that's what whenever I walk with Ruth Cruz, that's what Patti has gone to multiple states. It's that we need to get back to that point of just talking to people and just being with people and connecting with people. That's where I think we need to be.
Yep. Agreed.
It really does. I think I voted for everybody. Whoever. Well, there are local people that I have not, but sometimes they say they want to run. They're younger, and I'll sign the thing. Run.
Yeah. Get it on the ballot. Nothing wrong with that.
Get in there.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for calling, Judy. Appreciate it.
All right. You and I will just have a nice dinner, but nothing else, Judy.
Someday.
Trying to seduce you, Mrs. Judy.
Can't blame her. But yeah, all right.
Well, Judy, if you're still up for it.
Wow. Okay. I don't know what's happening here. This show's gotten out of control.
It's typical Friday for Judy right here.
When I'm supposed to be resting, I have managed to injure my gluteus maximus.
Oh.
How one does that, I don't even know. And so this last specialist, he's a specialist, and he suggested resting it. He said not long, 2 or 3 weeks, and I'm thinking, 2 or 3 weeks.
Wow.
God.
Well, you have the radio on, watch something fun, and take care of yourself. Thank you, Judy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
I just got a message from one of our listeners who says she's on a group text. Her family member said that the ICE agents were in Pilsen, 19th and Damon by the Mexican Fine Arts Museum. So there is reports of ICE on the roads. The plates on this SUV are from Texas, by the way. And what's this other one? Can't see these are out-of-state plates, of course. They're coming in from all over the country because they're. I don't know if they have masks on. I'm trying to see. They do. They both have masks on. One has a vest on that says police. We had a fatality today when when ICE agents or federal agents were trying to apprehend somebody, and the driver. The reports are that the driver would not go with them and drove at them, and they opened fire and killed the driver. So that happened today, and that's okay then. Let's take a break here, and when we come back, we're going to check in with our friends from the Jefferson Park Sunday Market, and then we're going to catch up with our friends Mike Crowley, and Dan Schaefer, and talk some more movies in just a moment on WCPT 820, Heartland Signal, KKNW 1150 in Seattle, Washington, and KTNF AM 950 Minneapolis, St. Paul.
You're listening to WCPT 820. Here's the latest Chicago weather update.
ICE was still.
I'm meteorologist Ray Miller from the Weatherology Weather Center. Partly cloudy tonight with a low temperature of 64 degrees. Saturday, chance of thunderstorms with a high temperature of 79. Sunday, sunshine with a high of 77 degrees. Monday, lots of sun with a high temperature of 78. Tuesday, sunny, 79 for the high temperature. Wednesday, sunny with a high of 80. Thursday, chance of showers and a high around 82. That's the latest Chicago weather update. Right now, it's 82.
This is Chicago's Progressive Talk, 820 AM, WCPT Willow Springs, and online at WCPT820.com, where facts matter.
If you're looking to purchase a loved one's home after they passed away, you need to call Team Hochberg, your trusted local lender. Pam wanted to purchase her grandmother's $400,000 home after she passed away, which was left to Pam's father, Ted, and her Aunt Betty. Ted listens to my show and wanted to forego his half of the equity of his mom's home and sell Pam the home for $200,000. Bad move. I recommended Pam purchase the home for $400,000 and get a gift of equity from her father, Ted, for $200,000. Which enabled Pam to purchase the home with a lower rate and no money out of her pocket. Let's review. I helped Pam purchase her grandmother's home without having to bring a penny to the closing and secure a lower rate. Team Hochberg's helped thousands of radio listeners, but we can't help if you don't call 855-563-2843 or visit 56david.com. That's 855-563-2843 or visit 56david.com. Lower.com, equal housing lender, MLS 112-4061.
He has an overbite that makes him look like a cartoon character, a slightly crooked eye, and an uncommonly wrinkly neck. In the right light, he can look a little like a garden gnome, and he'll wear a bow tie just because. Sure, you might call him a little quirky, but that's exactly what makes him so perfect. Tuna is a 3-year-old Chihuahua Dachshund mix with more than 700,000 followers on Instagram, and it all started because he was adopted. You can't buy a best friend like Tuna, but you can adopt one. Help us save them all at bestfriends.org.
Hey Google, play WCPT.
Streaming Chicago's Progressive Talk from TuneIn.
Patti Vasquez. We appreciate all our fans of Driving It Home, and your support of show sponsor Minocqua Brewing Company ensures that our important conversations continue right here on WCPT each weekday from 5 to 7 p.m. You can now find the Resistance IPA, Labor Lager, or the Resistance Pilsner beer at several Illinois locations, including Armanetti Wine and Spirits in Woodstock, Pineapple and Company in North Riverside, Lions Beverage Depot in Arlington Heights, and MP's Liquor, Wine and Beer in North Aurora. For a full list of Chicagoland locations, please visit MinocquaBrewingCompany.com. As always, please vote and drink responsibly.
You're listening to Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez.
Thank you so much for joining us as we continue to drive home. I'm your host, Patti Vasquez. Joining me in studio is YPA reviewer Mike Crowley. We'll talk some more movies in just a moment. You can go to YPAreviews.com. Dan Schaefer joins us. He's the host of The Palatini and Tuesday to Josie, and he's a fill-in host here on WCPT. You can find his podcast wherever podcasts are available, on your Spotify, your TuneIn, your iHeartRadio, all the places. All the places. And this segment is sponsored by Pride Coffee Roasters, and they will be at the Jefferson Park Sunday Market along with one of our market volunteers and organizers. She's on the board for the Jefferson Park Sunday Market. Lilia joins us. How are you doing, my friend?
Hi, Patty. Great to talk to you. I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so sad I won't be able to volunteer this Sunday at the market. But tell us, it's going to be a beautiful day. And tell us a little bit about what folks can expect to see. The food, the music, all those things.
Well, we will certainly miss you, but as always, we'll have a free yoga class in the morning, hosted by Wildlife Yoga right here in the neighborhood. We'll also have live music and ready-to-eat food, lots of local vendors, of course, our local farmers and a local coffee roaster, Pride Coffee, which you already mentioned. We'll have small batch chocolate and a lot of wonderful, wonderful things. Of course, ice cream, because it is almost 90 degrees, or at least it feels like it.
That's right. Epic ice cream is amazing, by the way, folks. Edison Park Park ice cream. Oh my God, it's just a cloud of heavenly goodness.
It really is. I might be hyping up the weather a little bit, but it certainly is ice cream weather.
I think so. And for folks who want to do yoga, you've got they encourage you to visit the website, right, in order to register for the yoga class?
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. It's Wildlife Yoga's website. There's a very easy to follow registration link. You just put in your name, accept the disclaimer, and you are good to go. I think you can even sign up as late as, the morning of the class.
I love that. And by the way, folks, in addition to all the great food that Lily was talking about, she also runs a wonderful tent where there's dog treats, everything from dog treats to candles. She works with a lot of artists, and I have a ridiculous collection of beautiful rings. I'm obsessed. I don't have them on right now because I was running around today, but there's so much great jewelry. Tell us a little about the artists that you work with. You make the candles, and the artists.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you pretty much covered it. We have quite a few local makers. We've also recently added Jefferson Park Maker Tent. So it's a special spot right near the field house, which houses a rotating selection of local makers. So it's mostly anything from reusable tote bags to soap, some jewelry, other skincare items. It's always changing. So definitely make sure to check them out. While at my booth, I do have my own line of candles, as well as some locally made jewelry, and we've recently added a selection of local pet treats since we unfortunately lost our staple dog treat vendor at the market. So, we still got you covered, but there are a lot of other amazing local artists there as well now.
And folks, it's really beautiful to come hang out with neighbors. If you're not from Jefferson Park, it's a great way to learn about our neighborhood. Isn't it great how much we've been meeting new folks who said they've lived in the neighborhood for like a year and they're just finally, they're like, we're finally, and they're so excited when they get there. It's really wonderful. And then the playground, I love the work that you guys do. And I really am grateful for that, Lilia.
Well, we couldn't do it without you, Patty. Honestly, you're an integral part of the market, and I know that you often, drive in or like driving to a different state after, and you still make it a point to come and help us out. So we're definitely grateful for everyone supporting, including yours.
I'm going to say, she says stop. No,
stop.
she is there.
No, because
she's there all the time. She's there all the time.
No, stop. Because she'll tell you, Lily will tell you that our fearless manager, Mara Miller, gets there like early, like 7:30, whatever, helps them. I roll in maybe at 11, my friend.
It takes a village.
I'm just saying. I'm the late shift on this.
It takes a village to have a market.
The market goes on until 1:30, so anytime you show up is helpful.
I stay till the last tent is gone. I'm a late, but I mean, you guys put in a lot of time. So thank you so much for all the great work. And in addition to this one, we also have another market coming up on September 28th, folks. We have more every second and fourth Sunday through the end of October. Is that right?
That is absolutely right.
Excellent. I'm going to see you in 2 weeks, my friend. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. And we hope to see everyone on Sunday.
Excellent. Have a great night, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye, Lilia.
You as well. Bye.
Bye. So at any rate, and I actually probably should have asked her what her favorite movie is. I have a question for you, Mike.
Yeah.
So, it's funny because I grew up in the 70s and 80s, so I have a different sort of rotation of, movies. I saw Jaws, the first 5 minutes of it when I was 3 years old. My mom made us leave. And it wasn't even any violence yet. It was just the music and the underwater camera.
Yeah.
And it was just dun dun. Okay, let's go.
Yeah. I mean, that's how great his filmmaking is.
Yeah.
Okay, so after meeting your mother, I could see that.
Right? Yeah. But on the other hand, I did sit through One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. So I don't know if that's something that you guys...
I love that movie.
Yeah, but you shouldn't be 4 years old when you see it.
Ooh, you were 4 when you saw it? Did you see the whole thing? When Billy kills himself and all?
Spoilers.
Oh, well, I mean, the movie's how old?
You mean the pillow? I know, I'm just kidding. Not for me, for everybody else.
Hi, I was 5 when I saw The Thing. So
wow.
That's
my dad.
Oh, yeah. I was not expecting it when I saw it because I'm like, John Carpenter, the Halloween doesn't have any gore.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the dude's head comes off and turns into a spider.
And the dog.
And I was 5.
Yeah. Wow.
But my dad was like, it's cool. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, my first R-rated film was Terminator 2. I didn't even realize it. And then the first time I was consciously watching an R-rated film was Scream.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And that
one's romantic comedy.
I mean, it kind of is a comedy when you think about it. It's like a parody on horror movies.
It is. Yeah. Well, but my husband had a question. I don't know if either one of you can answer this because I grew up in the 80s and I should have an answer. Did you ever see the movie Mr. Mom with Michael Keaton?
I know of it, but
It's
I
really
remember when he got cast as Batman. everyone's like, Mr. Mom?
And
Like, that's going to be Batman? Yeah.
And then
he
he's so
proved
good.
them all wrong, just
You know-
like how Heath Ledger did.
You never seen the Michael Keaton Batman?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you never thought it was... You never saw Mr. Mom?
No, never saw Mr. Mom.
It's really good. It's a sweet movie. Terry Garr, so good.
Oh, yeah.
So good. But my husband was asking for if I could think of any movies like similar 80s or like any comedy, like soft comedies that aren't like bawdy. Because like something about Mary changed the landscape of comedies where it, like, you know, from that to like, you know, The Hangover and even, you know, Bridesmaids where they're taking a dump in the street. You know, like it was, it wasn't, but look, and to be fair, Animal House was.
Club is really funny.
Oh, so good.
So funny.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's my favorite
I like that
one,
a
actually,
lot.
yeah.
Good call on that.
You don't know
me. Love that.
So
Bette
good.
Midler, Diane
Anything
Keaton.
with Diane Keaton,
Oh my
I'm
God.
in. Diane Keaton is my favorite.
So
I
good.
love
and
her.
Goldie was so. I am an
Yeah.
actress. I have all the emotions. That's a good call. I like that a lot.
And
well,
then Bette Midler is
well
throwing
done.
the vodka bottles in the garbage.
It's okay. I mean,
It's a
like,
good movie. I'm going to watch it.
I know. Can you think of like similar though? I mean, like, so it's not heavy or body. I just couldn't think of off the cuff. I know it's hard because I've been thinking for 4 days now.
I have a very easy answer.
Yes?
And I'm going to make sure that it's the right year.
Okay.
Files.
Yeah, because I mean, like, we all kind of need a comedy. Like, we've been talking about Naked Gun.
That's exactly what I was going to say is the original Naked Gun.
I loved it.
It came out in, I think it came out.
1989.
89. Okay, yeah.
I was 18 years
Yeah,
old.
yeah. Yeah, see, I was 89. I was 4.
I loved it.
then.
I
Yeah.
in the theater, nice beaver. I mean, like we were.
Yeah,
we were
they sell those too in the theater now. They sell like beavers,
That's so
which is weird because like the new one doesn't have a beaver joke, but like everyone knows the nice beaver reference, so they put it
So
in there.
great.
I actually have the cup they sell in the theaters is awesome. Because like it has a little siren with a switch at the top, and it just spins around when you like flip the switch. Yeah, but yeah, the original Naked Gun, 1989. Absolutely love that movie. That is my favorite comedy of all time, personally. I just think because the jokes are funny, but they're like super layered.
Okay.
You know, like because you could have like a dumb comedy like Norbit, where the joke is.
Oh no, I don't even know how it's even in the realm of conversation.
Yeah, yeah. Because it's just like, oh, someone's fat and she like jumped on top of the thin dude in the bed. Ha 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 ha. And then you have the Naked Gun where it's like, you know, think of the scene where Frank stumbles into the bad guy's apartment trying to get information. And things just go from bad to worse. First, he pulls out the bingo card, and then he accidentally stumbles over to the piano, and then all the sprinklers are going off. And then he goes outside to the statues, and then he like grabs the boobs of the one statue, and then accidentally grabs the boob of the girl, and then he grabs the statue with the.
You get it.
Yeah.
I love how you can just like
dip back into
you
the movie.
Just get
Yes.
all of these things.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Just
funny.
like,
As he was talking, I realized that I said that something about Mary changed the landscape of comedies. But when you think about it, we had like Porky's, and Animal House. Like it was, they were bawdy movies. They were pushing the line, obviously. So much. Anyway, my husband asked me that question,
The
and I couldn't
Breakfast
think.
Club is really good too.
Yeah, but I would think it's a little bit heavier than.
That's heavier. Yeah,
it's a little bit.
it's like dramedy.
Like
kinda.
the divorces.
Airplane is good.
Yeah.
Airplane is good.
Yeah.
I don't think he likes the
That's my
broad.
husband's favorite movie.
Is it
ever.
really? Aw,
Airplane.
Tim, I love
ever.
that.
That's his absolute
love that for
favorite
him.
movie. Yeah.
What's his
He's
favorite
also
part?
Flight attendant. So.
Oh, that's hysterical.
Oh.
I'm flying on United, by the way, tomorrow. He's not going to Paris, is he? I'm just kidding.
I can. No, he's in London right
He's
now.
in
But I can.
That's so funny that you're like, yeah, I think he's in London. He's in London.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
going
in
to
London right now,
Paris
yeah.
tomorrow. I'm like, it's crazy.
Yeah,
It's
I
nuts.
think I heard that on the radio. Yeah.
It's nuts. And by the way, Jim, I will listen for people talking quickly. I will understand. I didn't do the work of even like practicing. Like bonjour.
Yeah.
They talk fast,
Je ne sais
Joan.
quoi.
They
Yeah,
talk fast. It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be
And that's my happy place. I go there. Oh, I love it.
That's good to know.
Paris is
wish I could
my
go.
happy place.
Let's take a break here. We'll continue our conversation. I believe our friend Warren Price will be joining us in just a moment to let folks know one more time about this incredible run for the parks coming up on Sunday the 14th. He'd love to have you join their team. And you know what? If anything, pancake breakfast. I'm just saying, 31st Street Beach over by there. More in a moment on WCPT 820 Heartland Signal, KKNW 1150 in Seattle, and KTNF AM 950 Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Out Chicago.
Kiddos, we all need to find the courage to stand up to people when they say things that are completely wrong. Like what Governor Pritzker said, we need to get ready when they sound that 5-alarm fire. We all need to be up there with buckets to douse the flames.
I'm ready.
I am too. This flamer is ready to douse the flame, and I never like to douse my flame.
Catch Out Chicago every Sunday, 11 to 1 on WCPT 820.
When it comes to health, we're all on our own journey. Our challenges aren't always visible to those around us. You may be living with aches and pains, fatigue, shortness of breath, or other symptoms that make it difficult to manage everyday life. These problems can be the result of a variety of conditions, including long COVID, which 1 in 5 adults who've had COVID-19 may develop, according to the CDC. When symptoms linger, they could lead to feelings of isolation, but you don't have to go through it alone. For challenges like these, physical therapy is the solution. Physical therapists are the licensed healthcare providers moving you to better health. They can improve your quality of life through hands-on care, patient education, and prescribed movement. No matter where you are on your health journey, your physical therapist and physical therapist assistant can help. When we work together, we feel better together. So choose more movement. Choose better health. Choose physical therapy. Visit ChoosePT.com to find a physical therapist near you or ask your primary care provider for a referral. This message is provided by the American Physical Therapy Association.
From the personal experiences that shaped you to the accomplishments that shaped the world, every moment of a veteran's service is meaningful. At the Library of Congress Veterans History Project, we ensure those moments are never forgotten. For 25 years, the collection has made the experiences of U.S. military veterans accessible to all. Veterans, now is the time to share your story and make our history more complete. To submit your stories, photographs, and documents, visit loc.gov/vets today.
WCPT 820, Chicago's progressive talk, where facts matter.
Welcome back to Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez.
Thank you for joining us as we drive it home. Joining me in studio is YPA reviewer Mike Crowley. You can go to YPA Reviews. That's You'll Probably Agree Reviews. He rates his movies in pints of Guinness. And you can watch all of his videos are also available on YouTube, as well as you can click on the links on his website. Yeah. Dan Schaefer, a guest host here at WCPT, fill-in host as well. And he has his podcast, Palatini, as well as Tuesday with Josie, available wherever you listen to your podcast. On the line with us is our friend Warren Price from so I almost did it again, from Source Solar. That was so close. So close. Source Solar. I did. You're from Source Solar. How's that?
Hi, everybody.
I love how much you're a champion of this event coming up on Sunday, sponsored by Banner Whole Foods. It's the Run for the Parks at Burnham Park, 31st Street Beach. Tell folks how they can get involved.
It's for the Chicago Park Foundation. It's the Run for the Park. We're trying to raise money to give back to the city a few extra bucks to help kids that need programs to stay out of trouble. That's what we're trying to do, is to enhance the lives of the youth in Chicago. So,
I love it.
Yeah, we're going to have a great time. We've got over 350 people already committed to come, which is about 70 people more than last year. And it's going to continue to grow. And, you get a T-shirt, you get free pancake breakfast, other prizes are coming. And I want to sponsor. People call in today. If we get 4 phone calls, I will put them in and get them into the walk on my buck.
Nice.
So I can donate more.
I love it, folks. And you can also text. If you text before the end of the show, 773-763-9278. That's the Credo Mobile phone and text line. Better for the planet and better for people. Go to credomobile.com. They got 25% off for WCPT 25 listeners. But you can also get a sponsorship to be a part of Warren Price's Run for the Parks team. It's pancakes. It's community. It's a beautiful day to be out with your neighbors. Thank you so much, Warren. I know it is. I'm super jealous.
Thank you very
much. So I need you to do me a favor. Make sure you send me the date for next year when they know when it is, so that I don't travel, so I can be there for that. I want to be there for your next
absolutely. No, listen, you got to travel more, Patty. Don't worry about that. You need to be charitable to yourself.
I might not come back. I'm just saying. Anyway.
Well, you can't do that. You
I know.
Everybody needs you here.
Oh, that's very sweet of you. Thank you. Have a great event, and thank you for being so generous to our listeners. Again, that's 773-763-9278 to join them for the Run for the Parks 5K run, walk or roll. You don't have to run. You can walk. You can ride your bike. You can roller skate. You can push a stroller. All the things, and that's sponsored by Banner Wholesale Grocers on September 14th, 2025, over at Burnham Park. Go to ChicagoParksFoundation.org/run. Thank you, Warren. Have a great rest of your weekend.
Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, let's get back to movies because we talked about this post-apocalyptic. You have to walk for hundreds of miles or you'll get shot if you stop.
Yep.
Is there something a little bit more light available of our choosings?
Spinal Tap 2. The end continues.
Really? Spinal Tap 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you see it?
I saw it 2 days ago.
Did you see the original?
Yeah, I saw the original the night before I watched the sequel.
First time?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought the original was really good. I mean, the thing is...
I'm nervous.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, I'm nervous about Spinal Tap 2. I've never seen Spinal Tap 1.
If it's as good as the first one.
Is it?
No, it's not nearly as good as the first one. But it's good. It's funny.
Okay.
Like, there are funny parts to it. I would say the funniest parts of the movie... is like one of the things I complain about, which is they kind of recycle a joke from the last film. But
these go up to 11.
Yeah.
Is that one?
No, it's not that. It's something else. It's in the poster to give you a hint.
Okay.
Okay. But
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And this time, I would say they go bigger with it.
Okay.
And and it involves Elton John, and it's hilarious.
What?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, there's a ton of celebrity cameos in this movie, and some of it is just kind of like, okay, now they're just showing off like all the famous people they know. But there are a couple that works. Like there's Paul McCartney who comes in at one point.
That's great.
And there's, I think the character's name was like David, something like. I don't know the movies that well, but I know someone will like correct me, be like, this character, his name is David St. Hubbins. How do you not know that? But anyways, I think it was David St. Hubbins in the movie. They all kind of look the same because they have like the long hair and the beards. But like he has like an animosity towards McCartney due to his own egotism, and and it's funny because like Paul McCartney's like really nice to them, and he's like, oh, maybe just play it like that, and he's like, I don't like him, he's standoffish, and it's like, he was just trying to help you, he's just being nice to you, and then there's like the whole other thing with Elton John with like the grand finale punchline, which is really funny. But I mean, a lot of the jokes, some of them didn't land. There's like this long bit where like one of the guitarists keeps like a little piece of cheese inside of his guitar, and in the beginning it's a little formulaic because it's like, oh, we're getting the band back together and we're gonna do one last waltz, and it's like, yeah, I've seen that a million times before, but it's funny seeing like kind of like the dead end jobs they're doing now. Like one of them like holds like a glue museum, Derek Smalls does, and who's played by Harry Shearer. If you don't know, he does a lot of voices on The Simpsons.
Oh yeah, he's huge. By the
Principal
way,
Skinner,
I have had and my husband, I don't know if my husband knows this, he probably does because I was a big fan of Laverne and Shirley. I have had a biggest crush of Michael McKean since the 70s, and he's still great. I know.
Yeah.
I had the biggest crush on Laverne, but
I love that. I love that.
Which one was Laverne?
She was she was actually
Laverne Shirley.
Laverne and Shirley. She was Penny Marshall.
Yeah.
Director and actress Penny Marshall. Spectacular.
An amazing actress.
I used to wait tables at a restaurant in Evanston called the Roxy, and Gary Marshall, because he was a graduate of Northwestern, and he had a private room. I was so angry that I didn't get to serve him. I probably would have been like a big dork and be like, I'm a comedian. Put me in a movie, because I was like 22 and stupid. But just
if you don't shoot your shot, you'll miss it.
I know, that's true. Yeah. Well, I think for a lot of folks, it sounds like this would be fun to catch up with all of these performers, and I love all of them. Yeah. Christopher Guest, Michael McKean, Harry Shearer, Fran Drescher's in this, Paul McCartney.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Fran Drescher is amazing.
She really is.
Yeah.
Our outgoing president of SAG-AFTRA, by the way.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service, ma'am.
Actually, one of my favorite characters in the sequel was this new character who's like the music manager. And the funny thing about him is that he has a musical deficiency. although he's a rock band manager. So, like, at one point he tells Elton John, like, can you use less piano? Like, what?
Have you met Elton John?
It's amazing.
What? Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. So, Dan, do you think that, like, do you remember the last time you were in the movie theaters? Right?
Yeah.
I
do.
What'd you see?
The new Exorcist.
Oh,
I have a funny story about that one, actually.
I didn't. I
Is
had
it recent?
Mixed,
Is
I
this
had
a
mixed feeling.
No, it was like 3 years ago,
Yeah,
4 years ago.
That's the last time you were in the theater. I mean, I've gone once since 2019, 18.
Before that, it was Halloween.
We're all.
Oh yeah, Halloween ends or continues.
Which was also terrible, but yeah.
I actually kind of liked it, but
we have 2
everyone
minutes.
hates it, but I liked it. Yeah.
We have 2 minutes since we're on horror movies.
Okay.
And we both like horror movies, yes?
Yeah.
Yes. So tell me, I mean, is there anything new? I mean, Conjuring, you said was kind of just.
Yeah, it was just mediocre. It's just like, oh, this is Ghost Adventures, pretty much the movie.
I'm good with Ghost Adventures. Dan, what are some of your favorites?
I got nothing new.
Nothing new? No, anything.
Yeah.
What do you recommend to people maybe off the beaten path of horror movies that people might have missed?
Honestly, Conjuring, not the newest one. I forget the last.
I know the second one's the best one, according to what one of my friends told me.
I love a good Halloween. I love a good Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
I like Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Is that wrong of me?
No, actually, it's not.
Welcome to the show business.
It's actually not. And actually, my uncle was part of the production crew on
Oh,
that.
cool.
Yeah. But no, I like the old stuff. I don't like anything new right now.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm actually the newest episode of my show we're doing like terrifying moments from non-horror movies.
Okay.
And I don't know if you've ever seen Return to Oz.
Yeah.
But
oh my
it's
God,
so
yes.
bizarre.
We should do it. Yeah. I will gladly be your guest.
Yeah, because there's this one scene that we're gonna highlight where it's like, and I love the music in it. Like, Dorothy is taking something from like the lady who doesn't have like a head.
I have the VHS and I have the DVD of it.
It's got to be even creepier on VHS because it's like scratchy and stuff.
We need to talk about that.
Yeah, but
I love
Return to
the
Oz
connections
is
we're making
so cool.
here.
It's amazing.
That's
like,
YPA Reviews. Apparently catch Dan Schaefer on an upcoming episode. YPAReviews.com. And it's Mike Crowley's. He writes and does great episodes of his reviews. Dan Schaefer, the host of Apollottini and Tuesdays with Josie. And I want to let you know that coming up tomorrow on Edwin Eisendrath, he's got Jill Winebanks, legal analyst and former general counsel of the Army and author of The Watergate Girl, amongst other great guests. That's tomorrow from 1 to 4 p.m. Richard Chu, of course, joining us again. You'll wake up with him. I wake up with Richard. That sounds naughty, but it's the truth. I wake up with Richard, and sometimes I'm angry, and sometimes I'm happy. And by the way, stop trolling Richard in the morning. Don't troll me either, but don't troll him. It makes me angry.
He's so good.
He's so good, so smooth. And Joan Esposito will be talking to Dr. Stockton Mayer of UIC's Department of Medicine. Both have great shows coming up on Monday. Filling in for me on Monday will be Dwayne Kennedy and Jaime de Leon. Tuesday and Wednesday will be Elliot Serrano. Elliot Serrano will be in studio, and I think I need to talk to somebody in studio about another date. More in a moment. Oh, more for this. Meaning I'll see you guys on September 23rd. I'm gone maybe till the 23rd. Bye, everybody. Thank you, Paul Chivari, for everything you do. Have a great weekend, everybody. Love you all. Be well. Be safe. Don't let them get you down. Don't let them. They're awful. Bye, everyone.
Not all people are the same. And yet, when we visit the doctor, our treatments don't look that